Hey everybody, it's Marty. This is my September blog coming to you from Random Pressure Studios. Got my script with me, so I'm just going to go right through it and not make this a long, drawn-out, huge thing because I didn't post a blog in July or August because we were so busy, and then we weren't busy, so there wasn't anything to really report about. So I'll start with earlier in August, I got called by the Junkyard Dogs to come and substitute for them on guitar for a gig, a private gig. That was really fun. I did my homework and played with them and had a great time. It was very fun, and I think they enjoyed it too. They've got a new guitar player named Marshall Turner who seems to be working out really well. And you know how the incestuous musicians thing is. Their ex-guitar player, Will, looks like he may be playing with the Hip Waiters sometimes this year, maybe next year. But they're negotiating and practicing and you know, trying to work that out. So we've been going through, some of you know that Ted, our keyboard player in Random Pressure, has had a lot of problems. First of all, with his employment, where we had to track all of his keyboard parts because there was going to be some nights when he actually couldn't play with us. Then on top of that, he developed tendonitis, or epicondylitis, tennis elbow, which now he can't even play at all. He can't even play one song. So we've been playing the last few gigs with Random Pressure without Ted. You know, you close your eyes, he's still there, all his parts are coming across over the PA system and through the monitors, so we're getting kind of used to it, but we really miss him. So after talking to Ted, we don't know how long he's going to be gone. He might be gone. He might be gone. We don't know. But we want to keep progressing. We're going to leave the door open for him. But in the meantime, we're auditioning other keyboard players to temporarily or whatever take his place. We actually have a guy named Lev, who is from Moscow, who we have gotten together with a couple of times. He's a great keyboard player. We're working with trying to see if that's going to work. And Pete Peterson from the Billionaire Bachelors, if any of you guys remember him or remember that band, he came out and played with us a few songs at Hings, and he did a great job too. That was a lot of fun. So so that's where we're at with that right now. We're just kind of in limbo with keyboard players. Okay, so now going back a little bit, the Cool Tones actually got back together to play for a very good friend of ours, Jim Butcher, who is a great saxophone player from the old school. I mean, this guy, he's 72 years old now. He's in way better shape than I am. And he played back in the 50s and 60s, and, well, I mean, he's played, you know, for decades, but I mean, back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, he was playing all over the place with great bands, the T-Birds and stuff, and he and I have done things in the studio over the years and done some live gigs together. But him and his wife were having a 50th wedding anniversary party last weekend, and John and Jeff and Andy and I from the Cool Tones reconvened, learned a bunch of oldies, 50s and 60s songs to play for their wedding anniversary at the Holiday Inn. And he came up and played with us quite a few songs. And the guy's still got it. He's amazing. So check this out. This is a song by a band called the Viscounts. It's called Harlem Nocturne. And this is just like the tail end of it. This was recorded with this camera that I'm recording on right now. So it's very directional. It's on my side of the stage. So you're getting a lot of guitar, a lot of drums, but you can definitely hear Jim. So check this out.
Jim Butcher, everybody. Wow. He's nearly 50 years old.
I gotta say, on Labor Day weekend, it marked a very important anniversary for me. 40 years ago, on Labor Day weekend, Andy Campbell, from my drummer from the Cool Tones, Max Blue 5, the master of all instruments in the Dung Beatles. 40 years ago, Andy and Jeff and I first got together in this room, this very room, to play music. And the next day, Andy and I started high school. He went to Grant, I went to Madison. So that's pretty amazing that we're still together. We're still best friends, and I cherish that. So the cool thing is too is that on that weekend, our good friend Linda Blaine was her 50th birthday party out at Hings, and her husband Roger Blaine plays in the Mike Branch band now, and so they were playing there, and we went out there to celebrate and just had a great time. And I got the pleasure of getting up and jamming with Mike, who's great, and here's a couple pictures from that, and hopefully we'll be able to do that again sometime. So upcoming events for Random Pressure, we're going to be playing at the Aladdin Theater on October 1st, opening up for the Ultimate Van Halen Tribute Band. This is a thing that Frank from the Hip Waiters put together, but it's a guy that has a Van Halen tribute band in another part of the country, and he's the lead singer. He does the David Lee Roth. It's the David Lee Roth era Van Halen. And he and Frank evidently used to play together years ago, so they decided to do this gig here in Portland, and then Frank asked Random Pressure to open the show for them. And we're going to do two shows, one at 3 o'clock, I believe, and another one at, I think, like 7 or something like that. So if you can go see the Hip Waiters before the show, if you want to go, you can get the tickets at face value. So rather than paying the Ticketmaster service charges and all that kind of stuff, it's cheaper. It's still $22.50 for the show, but hopefully it'll be fun. I mean, I've always wanted to play on that stage, so for us it's going to be great. It's going to be a great photo op for to have Jim Dorothy come out and play with us. And we've actually got a guy named Phil who plays with Pat's band, The Rust, keyboard player. He's going to play that gig with us for Ted, since Ted won't be there. So hopefully that'll go smooth. After that, the Cool Tones are coming back. We haven't played in almost a year. We're going to play for the Baby Boomers on October 7th. It's open to the public. And if you just go to babyboomerssocialclub.com and check that out, it is open to the public, like I say, so anybody can come. These people are great. It's a really fun gig. After that, Random Pressure is going back to Pub 181. Whether or not we'll have a keyboard player by then or not, or whether we'll just be playing with the keyboard click tracks, either way we're going to play. It's going to be great. It's a great club to play. We hope you can come out to that one. And then the Cool Tones are actually going to do a full weekend at Hings, the weekend before the Halloween weekend, October 21st and 22nd, or 22nd and 23rd. I'll put it on here post-production. And that's going to be great. And hopefully, I'm trying to talk Jim Butcher, the sax player, into coming out on that Saturday night and playing some songs with us for you guys, because you got to hear him. He's amazing, and it's so fun for us to play these old songs. You know, Jeff and Andy and I and John come from that era of 50s and 60s. That's what we started with, and we love playing that stuff, and we're pretty good at it. So I think you'll enjoy it, especially if Jim comes out. I'll be posting stuff on Facebook and in my distribution list on email. Then, of course, Halloween weekend, Random Pressure, be playing at Hings. It's going to be insane. I know what I'm going to do as far as costume goes, but I haven't even talked to the other guys yet. So that's about it. You know, we're heading into the end of the year, and I've already booked Hings for next year. I'm working on Pub 181. We're going to try to get into Dominic's. We're going to be in Dominic's in November this year. Try that out and see how it goes. And that's it. I just really appreciate you guys. If you've stuck this far with this post, this blog, thank you. And life is good right now for me, personal and professional. And I hope it is for you too. So we'll see you again. Peace and love, as Ringo says. Bye.